Hi everyone, I'm Brenda and I'm back again to bring you your Angel Tarot and Oracle reading for the month of April 2018. I want to thank you for your interest in my channel and for viewing, liking, and sharing these videos with your family members and friends. As you know, this is strictly a general reading, so if you like clarity, accuracy, and answers to any questions, I can give that to you in a private reading. So I welcome you to go up there, press that button, and it will take you to my website where you can see the services that I offer and how to schedule either a private reading with me or a Reiki session with me. We start our week off with the sign of Aries. And Aries, you have been given an amazing card for the beginning of the week. You've been given the wheel. And the wheel is all about good luck. The wheel is all about a positive time now in your coming down your path. And that a situation in your life now has suddenly moved forward. It's as though fortune's on your side and things are working out so much better for you at this time. But please know whether these changes are big or small, they are going to be positive and work out in your favor. Now, I do see that some of you, it's lifted some, barriers, some walls, opened some doors, some blockages that you've had up to this point, probably in March or leading to this in the new year. This is going to change now. You've been making some positive moves and been proactive with moving in a new direction. And I can see that everything now is going to fall in line. I see that some of you, it may have to do with an advancement at your place of employment, or some of you may have actually gone out and got a different and a new job position somewhere. Some of you may have left the job you've been at for a long time, and now you are ready to step out the door and go fresh again. Okay, so I do see this happening. This is a wonderful card for the first week of April. This is new beginnings, I see, for some of you. I do see that, some of you may win some sort of money, whether it be by, or you're going to acquire money. So let's say some of you may win it, actually, as far as, games of chance. Others, I see you receiving monies from an inheritance. Others, it may come in the form of a raise, or this new job may be offering you better benefits and more money and all the things that you have been asking for. I do see that some of you have learned what karma means, and you're starting now to remove yourself from those that bring that drama and that karma into your lives, which means you're moving in a more positive direction on your path when it comes to being with people. And those people that surround you, your tribe as I call them, in your circle, are going to be people with better integrity and morals and doing like things that you do. You have given enough. They've drained you. I see the word they throw in are parasites. People can be like parasites where they latch on and they want to take everything they can and they drain us. So I see that karma is taking its place in your life and you're not attracting or enabling that negative karma into your space anymore. It's almost as though some of you, this change is almost miraculous. Okay, you're saying, how can this be happening? It's like a twist of fate. But please know that often we also refer to it as our destiny. We may have always known we wanted more. We wanted this for ourselves. We felt we were worthy. But for some reason, we get locked in a space where, we may not have the time, the effort, or the resources, or the perfect timing on our life path to have made this move. This is a year of change. 2018 is a tremendous year of change for everyone. These full moons are so powerful now that are happening and occurring in this year that there will be changes in people's lives. And you have that choice to make it a positive change or draw that karma or continue keeping and enabling that negative karma into your lives. This card speaks of all that changing. This card speaks of it all turning in your favor. An amazing card for the first and the beginning week of April, Aries. Now, crowning that week, the first week of April, you have been in the middle of it, you have been given unity. Now, how unusual is it, or how amazing is it that you get the unity card after you get the wheel card, where I had said you're drawing these people into your circle. So this is all about that. The unity card is either well, first of all, you're going to be bringing new people on your path, new people into your tribe and into your circle that do have the same interests that you do, that do have the same integrity and the same morals and the same faith beliefs that you do. You want to look at life in more traditional methods now, okay, and viewpoints. Some of you I see maybe even taking it to the point of you're growing and you're evolving and you're ascending. Some of you may be actually joining groups. I do see some of you, it will have to do with spiritual groups. Now, some of you, it may be religious groups, but I see others joining groups that are similar to mine, that do things with healing. I see some of you joining groups that have to do with that. But regardless of that, I see you bringing people into your path. It's as though they just show up and you guys click, okay? This bonding and this friendship and these relationships click. And they don't necessarily have to be romantic relationships, although some of you will be meeting a romantic interest on this path that's coming to meet you as well, they're showing me. You're going to be looking for people who you can look up to. Okay, so we refer to these people often as mentors. They're the people who can groom us. They're the people who can teach us the ways of their wisdom that we wish to develop and grow from as well. So crowning your week that unity card is amazing. I see that some of you that are going to join these groups are going to be getting support from them, okay? Perhaps some of you are joining self-help groups. Perhaps some of you, it's addiction groups. Perhaps some of you, it's grieving groups, okay? Whatever these groups are, you're going to be meeting people that are going to be supportive. They've been through the same issues. They're there to guide you and support you. They're going to have, like I say, have the same strong morals and beliefs that you do and integrity that you do. And this is going to help you to lift any of the blocks, and I talked about that with the wheel, the barriers that were put up, the hurdles that you felt you couldn't go over. Now you can look at them as speed bumps. Gee, that wasn't so difficult. I went over that little mound and here I am. Why didn't I do this a long time ago? Okay, so it's being able now, with those doors opening to you and those hurdles being removed and those, barriers coming down, those walls coming down now, that you're going to now be able to easily manifest your goals better. So all through this unity card, it's an amazing card, and I've said it to you before, guys. It's one of my favorite cards in the whole deck, because it's through people in our closely linked circle that we grow and learn from. People that we can be supportive to and that are supportive to us. We need that energy. We need that good karma. We need that positive affirmation that these people are there in our lives and what they can give us and what we can give them. So, as I quote all the time, we rise by lifting others. So this is a collaborative effort of who you're going to meet now and bring into your own private tribe circle. And it shows me that these are going to be good people in your tribe. At the end of the first week of April, Aries, you've been given the Ace of Water. And water cards are relationship cards. They can be and often are intimate and romantic relationships. But they can be relationships with people that we work with, people in the groups that we belong to, people, our neighbors, friends, people that we do associate with. Okay, so this is telling me, though, that this is the beginning of a love relationship. So some of you, Some of you may be meeting someone new. I see, and I mentioned that in that Unity card, that some of you are going to meet someone that you are going to meet through a group, an organization, some area where you're with a lot of other people, and this individual is someone who's going to cross your path and you're going to connect. I do see that. Now, I do see some of you that have been in a long-standing relationship or partnership or marriage. I do see that you are now going to see the resurgence of that, okay? So those of you that have been in a marriage or a, some sort of an intimate relationship, that things had got kind of stagnant and stale. Things had not been remaining the way they were or you had wished they had. Now you're going to see the resurgence of that, okay? And it's all about how you both have grown, how you both have learned. Perhaps I do see some of you did go take marriage counseling. I do see some of you have learned things about each other. I do see some of you have had to step back because one was more controlling than the other. I do see, it is a collaborative effort. It is compromise. It is we have to adapt, and it has to be amicable. So I do see that these are a lot of things that have happened for some of you, and this is why I'm seeing the resurgence of this relationship improving, getting stronger again. Now, for some of you, I do see you're going to be moving. I see a change. I see a new home. For some of you, it will be because you've taken on a new position or a new career or a new job. It may be a few miles, some of you, from where you geographically live now. It may be into another state. It may, some of you I actually see are leaving and going to another country, almost to another continent. So I do see a new home coming into play. Some of you are just moving up, or some of you are just stepping down. And we've all been there. We've all built our way up, bought the big house on the hill, and then we reach a stage in our life where we don't need it and we start stepping down. And it's not a move down, it's a move forward, because it's where we want to be. So, as I say, count your blessings, okay? Everything is a lesson we learn, and it's so wonderful that we can make these changes in our lives for the better. So, starting the second week, Aries, of April, you have been given a fire card. You have been given the Queen of Fire. And fire cards have to do with our own personal self-development. They have to do with, it has to do with going places we normally wouldn't go, being brave and taking risks we wouldn't normally think of taking. But often on our life path, we are faced with these choices and decisions that we need to do these in order to survive, be happy, and move forward on our path. I see that some of you have already done that. The first week basically said all of that, and now you're able to stretch your wings and fly. I do see some of you, it will be going on your own. I see some of you are leaving either a relationship, a marriage, or a partnership, perhaps, with business with someone, and you're going to be now leaving that position that you've been with in that situation in your life to move on solo because you now can spread your wings and fly, okay? Don't underestimate yourself and the power within you. You have the power within you to stay confident and allow your vision to guide you, okay, where it is you want to go, because you're going in that direction. It shows me you're going in that direction. You're going to be able to, by being on your own or leaving this situation or position or job or relationship, to be more creative in your life. You're going to have the control of that. You're going to have, it's almost like you're your own boss now. You don't have to answer to anybody. You're going to be given that position. You're going to be in that position to be able to do that. Fly solo, spread your wings, do what it is you want to do, okay? You have the control. You're going to be also more independent while you're doing this. And there's nothing wrong with that, because along with independence, you've obviously got confidence. as well to make this move in your life. Good way to start your second week in April. Aries, crowning your week in the middle of that second week, you've been given an Earth card, and you've been given the Knight of Earth. Now, Earth cards have to do with the material part of our lives. And often that has to do with our jobs, our careers, and our professions, and how we bring that currency into our lives. This is showing me, but it can also have to do with our closest circle, which is our families and our people we feel closely connected. So these connections can have to do with these people, or it can have to do with situations around how we earn our money. So this tells me that there's all kinds of things with this Knight of Earth going on around you right now in the middle of the week. And it shows me that you're getting things done. And you have to get things done, okay? If you've been procrastinating about situations or these jobs that you've had to do, maybe you've had, all kinds of, paperwork on your desk, or all this business coming across your computer, or an issue that you've had to deal with and you've kind of shelved it and said, yeah, it'll get done. Well, now you're at the point, this is crunch time, okay? You have to get this done. I see some of you, it has to do with money. It has to do with income tax. It has to do with, getting your taxes filed. Some of you, I see you're going to be changing or opening up different accounts, possibly at your place of finance, your bank, okay? You may be getting advice. I see some of you are getting advice from your financial investors. Maybe your accountant or your bookkeeper has said, you know what? We have to tweak this budget. We have to tweak it to get this to work better in your favor. So I do see these things happening as well. You are going to have to honor your commitments now and step up to the plate and get these things done. Some of you, it may have to do with legal issues where you're having to get things out in the open, get things explained clearly, and be able to wipe your hands and say, okay, done and done, end of this chapter in my life, I'm moving on now, and take a deep breath because it's all for the better, okay? Because this card shows me your guardian angel with their hand on your back. This is the Knight of Earth. This is the Angel Tarot Knight of Earth. And that angel who is there with you has their hand on your back. They're there to guide and guard and protect you, okay? So at the end of this situation that you're going through with having all these things coming across at you, it's going to work out in your favor. Things are going to improve because they're there protecting you. Always know they're there. Now, Aries, at the end of the second week of April, you've been given another fire card. And this fire card shows me that there's something that's going to come into your life. Something very quick is going to show up. And right now you feel really busy because you've been dealing with all these other things that you've had to honor, all these other commitments you're dealing with. But at the same time now, something that's going to change your life for the better is showing up. Like you're getting all this information coming into you, okay? And it needs your immediate attention because time is of the essence. For some of you, I see you're going to be offered a job. For some of you, I see you're going to be given the opportunity to advance where you are at your place of employment right now. Some of you, I see that you've been kind of backed up against the wall where you have to make a decision and it has to be done like this, okay? So time is of the essence. But when you are considering, Aries, making that decision at the end of the second week of April, I want you to think through everything carefully. I want you to sit down and, every single page, I want you to read it from the top to the bottom and over again, okay? If you're having difficulty retaining that information, do it twice so that you're sure. Compare, make comparisons, because I see that, there's going to be things coming in that are going to give you options, okay? So you'll have more possibilities of making a choice when it comes to this situation in your life, this sudden event that's going to show up, okay? Be sure to think things through carefully, but you can't wait around. Okay, you can't put it on the shelf and say, I'll get to it. No, I have to deal with it right now. Even though I'm really busy and everything else is going on around me, you've got to close off that noise and you've got to deal with this situation when you're on your own, when you're not dealing with the other situation that, you know, has been sort of taking over your life right now. Okay, moving on to the third week of April and the beginning of that third week of April, Aries, you again have been given another fire card. And this is the Five of Fire. So in this month, you will have received 4 of these fire cards, which are self-development. Changes that you're making in your life right now for you, okay, to improve your life. Taking those risks, like I said, you normally wouldn't take. Going places you normally wouldn't go. But now you realize this is where you want to be, where you need to be, okay? So the Five of Earth tells me that you're going to be dealing with individuals who are going to want to throw a lot of information at you, okay? You know, bothersome details, and they go on and on and on. And, you know, you're having to deal with these types of situations. And it's almost like a competition, okay, where one side's competing with the other side. And you're the monkey in the middle, pardon the pun, it's just a pun. And you're like this, okay? And so I do see there will be conflicts happening with others in a situation in your life. You may be the monkey in the middle. You may have to almost sit there and watch this play out. Some of you, I see you're going to be the mediator. You're going to be able to see both sides and choose which side you want to be on. For others, I see the issue will be dealing personally with you. Okay, there will be a lot of information you have to deal with, some bothersome details, and know that whoever is throwing this at you, it's because they have the same competing goals. Perhaps it's someone at your place of employment who all of a sudden has, you know, started to, you know, really be nitpicky and, you know, coming at you right, left, and center, totally unjustifiable, and you're wondering, why is this individual doing this to me? Why are they throwing this at me? Why are they accusing me of this? Why are they doubting what I do has integrity and my ability? Well, this is because they are a little bit envious and they have the same competing goals. I see it will have to do with some of you at your place of employment. You may have been offered another rung on the ladder to climb up at your place of employment, and this person thought they were going to get it, and they are not happy. So I'm just saying this is a heads up for that part of the week that you're going to be, you know, the third week. It'll be the first part of the third week of April, Aries, that this is going to happen to you, okay? Now, Aries, in the middle of the third week, you've been given an air card, and it is the only air card. No, you have 2 in this reading, so you have one for the last week as well. This is the Four of Air. And air cards often have to do with legal issues. And some of you may have been dealing with court cases and legal issues in your life. Some of you, I see, you know, you've been asked to step up on the platform and defend yourself. Some of you, I see, it will be matrimonial. Some of you, I see, it will be disbursements of properties and signing of contracts for businesses or selling of your homes or properties or businesses. Some of you, I see, it may be you are there to sit as a witness, okay? But that's what I see with these air cards for some of you, all right? Remember, this is a general reading, and all of the things I tell you are not 100%, okay? Because it depends on the energy of that week, where you were born, when you were born, the time of the day you were born, your sun, your moon, all of these risings, all of these things come into play. But for some of you, I do see these things happening to the point where you're tired, you're depleted, you're exhausted, but you're also relieved. You want to go and take a vacation. But I do see you're going to have to allow more time before making a decision, okay, to do that. You may not have the time, effort, or resources right now to take a vacation. So make sure you're doing everything you can to bring that peace into your life at that time. And often that means just sitting on your own, excuse me, clearing your mind of all that's been going on. Some of you may need to just meditate, okay? And often when we go to meditation, we get the answers that we need. We find the peace that we need. We see the path where we want to go. We see that direction, and all we have to do is go there to the silence and ask. Put on that beautiful meditation music, put on your headphones, take yourself to your favorite chair, or if you want to go out into nature, wherever you can be alone to be at peace, do it. Because some of you will not be able to take a vacation, okay? Some of you will be, and that's wonderful that you can just go off to wherever it is you want and kind of rejuvenate yourself and recharge your batteries and sit back and be able to take that deep breath of fresh air. Now, at the end of that week, you've been given, of the third week, you've been given the Three of Fire. So, like I said, you have 4 self-development cards in this month of April. Month of April. So, this is a fantastic card because this is the card that shows at the end of it all, at the end of this week, all this abundance is going to be coming into you. And abundance can come in the form of so many things: time, effort, and or money. It can come in the form of love and relationships. It can come in the form of, you know, I got the job I wanted, or I beat the court case. They finally saw, you know, me for who I am. You know, it's very, very good news for a lot of you. Things are looking very good. Things are going to improve at the end of that third week in April. You're now going to be able to step and take that deep breath. Isn't it funny how you had that 4 of air, going and meditating, going on a vacation, sitting back in the silence, and being able to just start to relax and let all that negative energy go. Now, I do see that you do have to be patient at this time, because when this abundance comes in, and again, it could be money for some of you. Others, it could be, time. You may be getting time off. You may be able to take that vacation. And for others, I do see that it may be money, which could come in the form of, anyway. It could be a raise. It could be a promotion where you make more money at your job. It could be an inheritance. Some of you may have got a windfall. And others, you may be moving on to that new position, that new job, and you're going to be making your own money, more money, and you're going to be happier. So you're going to be able to make long-term plans from here on in because of that. So great way to end that third week of April, Aries. Now, the final week and the fourth week in April, Aries, you've been given a major card, and you've been given renewal. So renewal is pretty self-explanatory. It's all about reviewing and evaluating a situation in your life. Perhaps it's actually evaluating your life where it is right now and how you've come to where you are now and where is it you want to go from here. So I do see that you're going to be taking a favorable assessment of those facts. For others, I see it's the end of a project, or you're at a crossroads in your life where you're going to be getting given options where you can go this way or that way, and you're going to sit and contemplate and consider, where is it I want to go? Okay? So I do see that some of you are on the threshold of making, an important change. Please know that any legal issues that some of you have been dealing with, they are going to work out favorably for you, okay? I want some of you to know that if you're taking any exams or any tests, they are going to work out in your favor as well. I do see that some of you are going to have to make a landmark decision. Where, and I mentioned that earlier, where am I going with my life right now? Where do I want to work right now? Where is it I want to be in relationships right now? Where is it I want to find my happiness? I've had it. I've had enough. It's about me and me finding my place and my happiness. Okay? It's a great card when it comes to renewal because it shows that you're moving, in a different direction and that this will be a new beginning. Okay? This will be a new beginning for some of you Aries out there. All right? Now, crowning in the middle of your final 4th week of April, you've been given that 4th air card we talked about. No, this is the 2nd air card we talked about. You had 4 fire cards. This is the Queen of Air. And I like this queen. I really like her because she's independent, she's headstrong, she's in command, she has the power, and she's got the control. Okay? She's head of her court. But what she's doing now, the reason she's that way is because she's been able to make decisions objectively. And that's what you're being advised to do with this card. Any decisions you make the end of this week, in the middle of that week of the 4th week of April, be objective about it, okay? Because I see that you are going to be clearing away everything that doesn't serve you anymore. You're getting rid of your past. You're looking at a new future on your path, a new move forward. You still have a lot of life in you to live. And, you're looking at it in a more positive way. Of course, there's going to be challenges. Of course, there's going to be moments that aren't so enjoyable through this process of clearing out. It's not easy to let people go in our lives that we may have had around us for a very long time, but we haven't grown together. Okay? And what happens is it's almost as though it's like a toxic environment we get trapped in. And, we either grow together or we have to say, I need to get air. I need to breathe. I need oxygen. So I have to make this decision to pull away and leave that situation and that relationship. It may have to do with just getting rid of property. It may have to do with getting rid of personal items, your clothes, whatever. You got too much stuff around you. As we say, stuff. We all have stuff. You can see the stuff I have around me. And I'm sure someday when I step down and scale down, I'm going to be saying, now who wants this and who wants that? Because I don't need it anymore. Okay, I'm moving in a new direction. And that's what I see for you, because this clearing away everything that no longer serves you. It's not serving you now, and you don't want to take it with you. So let it go. You're going to see, you're going to be able to feel so much better. Okay, so when you do this, even if it has to do with clearing away someone, a person, an individual, a group, whatever that's been in your life, okay, even if you feel that way, you're going to smile about it and take a deep breath of fresh air and say, I should have done this a long time ago. Why do I feel so good about it? Okay, because you deserve this. You are moving in a new direction. Remember, we had that renewal card at the beginning of the week. That's where you're going, okay? Now, at the end of the final 4th week of April, Aries, you have been given the 4 of Earth. And we talked about that. It's the material card, often our jobs, careers, and professions, okay? This one does have to do with money, and it shows me that some of you have concerns about money. You're worrying about money. Where is it going to come? Perhaps some of you have lost your job and you're in the process of, you're in limbo and you're in the process of, you've just left one job or lost one job, or you're moving on and you're not quite sure where you're going, and you're worried about money. Some of you, money may have always been a concern in your life. So it could have to do. There's my George behind me. He's decided he's going to lay next to the energy and all my stones. That's fine. That my pets love to be near that cabinet there with all my healing stones and crystals. So, back to, the business at hand. Please know, and I say business because I do see some of you are going to be making some decisions that will be involving a change of employment. Perhaps some of you are opening your own businesses. And please know that these business decisions will be good. Okay, they're going to be in your favor. They're going to work out. Don't look at this card that, you're being too frivolous with money. Okay, it shows me that maybe you need your budget tweaked, some of you, where you need to get advice and counsel to have your budget just tweaked a little bit so that you pull the belt buckle in and you're not spending money in areas that you don't need to, so that you don't have these worries at the end of the month or the end of the year. I know this is tax time for most of us, and often a lot of worries can be through that, okay? Now, I do see some of you, if you're too frivolous, this is that double-edged card where it has to do with our personal lives as well, where we're giving 110% of ourselves to everybody out there. And what happens is you're going to come to resent it. You're going to get depleted. You're going to get tired, and you're going to feel defeated. And instead, you need to learn to say no. And it's okay to say no. You have a life. You're entitled to that. You cannot be with everyone at every minute of the day. So step back and say, I can't do this right now, today, because I just can't. And you don't need to explain. You just can't do it. And it's okay to do that. For those of you that go to work, you make your money, you go home, you put it in the bank, and you never go anywhere, you need to get out there. Open the door and live your life. Life is short. We're not meant to just go to work, make money, and put it in the bank. I mean, if that's what you want to do, all work and no play makes Johnny a very dull and lonely, sad boy at the end of the day. When it comes to the end of your life and you say, well, what did I do? Oh, well, I went to work, I made money, and I put it in the bank. Well, did you ever spend any of it on yourself? Did you ever enjoy it? Did you ever share any of it with anybody? It brings you so much joy when you're able to do that. Okay, I talk about this. We rise by lifting others, and that's how I feel about my life. So, and I do. I feel so good when I'm able to go out and share some of my wisdom and share some of my gifts with other people. And if it can help them in any way, it makes me rise. It makes me feel better about myself. Now, I do see some of you are going to be helping out others, paying it forward. I do see some of you are going to be getting rid of things for charity. I see some of you are getting involved with the less fortunate. There you are. We rise by lifting others. At the end of this monthly reading, Aries, you have been given from the deck answers from our Angels Oracle deck, because it is the angel cards that I work with these videos. You have been given this. If you believe. So basically, it's all about where it is you want to go in your life. This has been a very interesting month for you, Aries. Change, big change going on in your life, moving in new directions. Some of you moving on your own and being solo. It's been a wonderful, wonderful, and it started off with that amazing card of fortune. And it just continued to get better as the week went on. Yeah, there's some challenges going on, but you know what? At the end of the day, they're working out in your favor at the end of this situation. So if you believe, my friend, that things are going to work in your favor, if you believe, my friend, that life is beautiful, if you believe, my friend, that things will improve. It's amazing how the law of attraction works. We look at people and say, well, how come Susie Q lands on her feet and she has a big house on the hill, the best guy, and dee-da-dee-da-dee-da, I could go on and on. And then there's those that, you run into them and you ask them how they are, and by the time you leave, your shoulders are down on the ground because my dog died, my husband left me, I'm dee-da-dee-da-dee-da, because they didn't believe. You need to believe, and I talk about believe and manifest, okay? It works. My life is where it is because I knew I could have whatever it was I wanted. If I was determined enough to believe it, then I would become proactive and make it happen. It doesn't land on our feet when we sit there and only think about it. We need to do it and make it happen. But before that happens, you got to believe. I wish you a great remainder to today, my friends, Aries, and a wonderful, optimistic week to look forward to, a wonderful month of April. And I wish every week you have a beautiful week in that month of April. It will be springtime, and what a great time for change. It is a new season, my friend. So I know that I continue to stand in that circle of light for you, my friend, Aries.